as I earlier on mentioned. But then, even as we continue giving you those live pictures on your screen, let's get back home and give you the latest updates about the national examinations, that is KCPE, that kicked off yesterday. Today is day 2. But then this is what happened yesterday, where the KCPE for 2020 candidates wrote their first examinations on Monday, and Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha now says exam papers will be photocopied for learners from private schools who were never registered but are eligible to sit the ongoing national exams. Magoha says that tough decisions will have to be made to ensure that not a single child is locked out of exam rooms. KTN's Shadrach Miti now reports on day 1 of the KCPE exams with details of 4 invigilators sacked for reporting to their workstations late.
Day 1 of this year's Kenya Certificate of Primary Education KCPE examinations. And these learners from Kianjau Primary School, Kiandutu slums in the county of Kiambu, woke up early to fulfill their debt with destiny. However, as they rushed to make it to the examination center on time, at Thika West Sub-County Headquarters, Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha was fuming about a few exam officers who arrived late to collect examination papers.
We are going to reorganize ourselves to be sure that, to ensure that going forward, everybody must be here before 6 o'clock.
And as Magoha was complaining in Thika, in Kisii, Principal Secretary for Basic Education Dr. Julius Yuan was dismissing 4 invigilators at Kisii Primary School for arriving late.
This an all-government matter, and there's no way you can commit that you're going to be an invigilator and then you come late. That is why we sent the other one back to go to where he has come from.
The 2020 national examinations are different. Thanks to COVID-19, the candidates' learning was interrupted for 9 months, and the government says it's well aware of that. The highlight, however, of this year's examinations will be the decision by the government to allow all candidates who did not register for some reason to present themselves and be allowed to sit the examinations.
Of course, then it will then mean that a decision will have to be made from where we are, that an examination paper may be photocopied so that the child can be given an opportunity to do an exam.
Candidates with various forms of impairment are also sitting the exams. At Thika School for the Visually Impaired, 23 candidates began day 1 of 2020 KCPE exams by tackling mathematics and braille reading. Despite the Kenya National Examinations Council regulations directing that such candidates be given an extra 30 minutes, Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha says based on the prevailing circumstances, supervisors can give up to 45 minutes.
Braille is in bulky, so they need more time, and the government of Kenya had added these learners 30 minutes more.
While supervising the opening of an exam container in Kisumu, Teacher Service Commission boss Nancy Masharia urged all teachers serving as supervisors, invigilators and center managers to uphold high levels of integrity throughout the examination period. She further assured teachers and especially those involved in the administration of examinations that they will be given first priority in the ongoing COVID-19 vaccination.
We have posted the MOH vaccination centers in our website, the TSE website, in the teachers' platforms. Please take advantage of this vaccine which is being given to you as frontline workers.
Yet the government insists that reporters and other individuals, apart from those involved in the administration of exams, will remain barred from accessing examination centers unless they get permission from relevant government agencies or they are in the company of senior government officers.
Kama wewe si mtu wa usalama, kama wewe si mtu wa NEC, kama wewe si mwalimu, kama wewe si invigilator, hakuna haja ya kuenda kusumbuana na watoto.
There are 1,191,725 KCPE candidates from 28,467 examination centers across the country. The exams are scheduled to run until Wednesday, March 24th. After tackling mathematics, English language and English composition on day 1, day 2 will see candidates sit for their science, Kiswahili Lugha, Kenyan Sign Language and Kiswahili Insha. Shadrach Miti, KTN News.
So now, day 2 of KCPE, and meanwhile, Education CS George Magoha has urged senior officers who are overseeing the exams not to lower their guard and secure the exams. He was speaking in Machakos town this morning as he led teams there in preparing for day 2 of KCPE. Listen in.
This morning we are here in Machakos County. The container opened on time. The teachers were all here. However, there was a very serious hiccup with our uniformed officers. And for the avoidance of doubt, I want to make it very clear that the policy framework, in order for us to maintain the integrity of these examinations, has been for the past 4 years, and this being the 5th year, that each center manager must have 2 officers. One of the officers sits throughout with the examination, wherever the examination is. Like this morning, they are carrying 2 exams, one for morning, one for late morning. So as one exam is being done, the other one is secure under the security of an officer. The other one patrols and relieves this one in case he wants to go to respond to the calls of nature. In this county, that is not being done, and it must be done effective today. Yesterday I was in Kiambu, where I selected Thika, and everything went on fine. Each center manager had 2 askaris. I also went through to Gatundu South and visited several schools there, and also found that they were adhering to that concept. We have budgeted for 2 officers per school. So it is not that the government does not have the money. We were assured by the senior officers that we have enough personnel, and therefore I'm going to ask the county commander here to ensure that that is rectified immediately, and that anywhere else where we have budgeted for 2 officers per school, those officers must be found like we have found in the past. Otherwise, I'm very glad to say that everything else is going on smoothly. I can see a lot of interest and enthusiasm among the center managers. I want to urge other senior government officers who are concerned with this examination process not to lower their guard. We are not going to allow this to happen because we are serving our children.
All right, so that is the CS for Education, Professor George Magoha, earlier this morning in Machakos as he opened the examination containers just to distribute the exam papers to exam center managers, just requesting them not to lower their guard to ensure there is integrity in this year's KCPE examinations. Also keeping a keen eye on that developing story in Tanzania. And so allow me to take a short break here on KTN News Center. We'll be right back with more Making the Headlines.